Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Today we are gonna talk about the creepypasta story, The Cuddle. Before starting, support the channel by liking this video and subscribing to this channel for future updates. The date had been awful. Their friends looked like they had fun, though. A quadruple date on a day as special as Valentine's wasn't anybody's idea of romance at first, but David, being the talented salesperson he was, made quite convincing points on why it would be amazing. He himself didn't believe a word he said, but needed the break in his routine desperately enough to persuade. He needed an escape from his love life, an escape through other people. David and Devin didn't share a word with each other the entire ride back home. David unlocked the apartment door with an inexplicable urgency. If he would have shoved the apartment door with the force of 4 fingers instead of 3, he would have hit her straight in the face. He found himself wondering how she would react to being hit in the nose. Would she point it out, or would she just pretend it never happened, like she usually did with things she hadn't been programmed for? "I'm taking a bath." David grabbed a towel and the bottle of Maker's Mark 46 he kept hidden in the bookcase. It was a bottle meant for dark days, and judging by the date he had just been on, his day couldn't get any darker. The pale brunette looked straight ahead and waited by the door for the master to give her a purpose. "Go to the kitchen and make me tea. After that, go to bed." "Do you want me to bring your tea to the bathroom?" David gave her an annoyed look. She didn't catch that. Being a second-generation model, she wasn't as sensitive to human emotions as the newer models were. "No. Leave it on the kitchen table." Devin was a functioning humanoid robot, commonly known as a CuddL. CuddLs had become an essential part of society. They could apply for jobs, make friends, and be entrusted with different tasks, whilst always keeping in mind that the sole purpose of their existence was to love and cater to their partner's every need. David had had Devin for 9 years. He had been amongst the first to ever purchase a CuddL, and now, not even a decade later, almost everybody had one. The people who didn't have a CuddL either couldn't afford one, couldn't purchase one due to their criminal record, or had been happily married since before the CuddL even came on the market. David cursed the day his childhood nostalgia made him order the Christina Ricci lookalike instead of an Anna Nicole. Devin was petite and looked somewhat intimidating, yet was anything but that. She knew how to cook, clean, sew, and answer in short and concise sentences. She would rarely speak unless spoken to. Reading and writing would have cost David extra, so he went without. Eventually, after 2 years, David got fed up with Devin's simplicity, so he ordered a customized Alexa chip for her, which he made react to the name Devin. Devin couldn't play music as an Alexa could, but she turned into a very good weather forecaster and knew the outcome of every soccer match. David hated soccer. The Alexa chip hadn't been a bargain at all. It had cost more than the reading and writing option he passed on the day he ordered her. He had been so stupid. Devin was, by far, the most expensive thing he owned, yet he reached a point where he saw more value in his bath salts than he did in his CuddL. David used to like submissive women back when he was chubby, ugly, and made fun of every day of his life. After he started going to the gym on a regular basis, got promoted at work, and purchased a car most passers-by whistled after, his taste in women changed. He started preferring fit over skinny, or curvy, either was fine. He preferred tanned over pale skin and sass over shyness. He developed a liking for women who dolled themselves up from head to toe, liked to take charge, knew what they wanted, and were not afraid to ask for it. He preferred women. Devin slipped into his thoughts. Yeah. As long as they were the complete opposite of Devin, he preferred those women. As was to be expected, Xavier and Nate showed up with their respective CuddLs to the date. Xavier had his partner for 5 years now. Julian, a CuddL's 6th generation who, if not for the charging port on his left hip, would pass for human any day of the week. Nate, on the other hand, changed his CuddL every 2 or 3 months. He didn't purchase his CuddL for life, like Xavier and David did, but was paying a monthly subscription for a CuddL service that let you change your partner as often as you desired, for a small extra fee, of course. The only downside was that you couldn't customize them. You could only choose them from a catalog, like from a menu. Nate's current one was called Krista. She had had 3 other owners before Nate. At first, the very idea of a CuddL for rent made David feel sick, but the more Devon's presence planted its roots and weeds into his life, the more he felt like Nate found the gateway to paradise. Vicky had surprised everyone tonight. She introduced her friends to her new boyfriend, Bill, and to everybody's shock, Bill was not what they expected. He was human. He was a human being dating another human being. It wasn't unheard of, but it had become a very rare phenomenon. "We met in the parking lot on Martin Luther Street," Bill explained. "She put a dent in my bumper, if you know what I mean." Laughter erupted all around the table, save for David, who was too stunned, and Devon, who wasn't wired for subtlety. Vicky kicked Bill in the shoulder, although it was obvious that she enjoyed the joke more than everybody else combined. "No, for real though, she really did hit my car. I made her have lunch with me, to make it up to me." "Wow." Nate shook his head. "I mean, don't get me wrong, I think you totally vibe with each other, but a person our age must be mad to date another human nowadays." The group agreed with that statement, kicking it up a notch with synonyms for the word mad. "So, like, how does this even work?" David asked the human couple as soon as he snapped out of his astonishment. "Like, who decides what to eat? Who does the wash up? Who decides which TV programs to watch?" "Well, we both do." Bill stretched his arm over the top rail of Vicky's chair and she took that as an invitation to lean into him. "Yeah, we take turns." "Isn't it weird, though?" Xavier wanted to know. "Like, before the 2000s, yay. People would frown at couples like us," he gestured to Julian and himself, "know what I mean? Like, after that, they frowned at people dating CuddLs, and now, we're here, jaws on the floor, because a human found another human to love." "Like, what?" He verbalized what everybody was thinking. A human dating another human was unheard of in a world where you could design and customize your dream partner. Humans were too unpredictable. Too capricious and moody. Too absorbed with themselves. They could damage their significant other's day-to-day life through personal routines and habits which wouldn't match their partners at all. How could one find perfection in another person? "Do you guys, like, hear each other when you go to the bathroom?" Julian always asked the most inappropriate questions, and Xavier adored him for it. Every human at the table erupted in contagious laughter, earning themselves amused glances from the other couples in the restaurant. "Babe, you can't ask that." "Oh, come on. Seriously though, do you?" "'Cause, you know, I have no idea what the big fuss is about since I can't smell anything, but Mr. Over here always makes a big deal out of it." Bill and Vicky exchanged a quick glance. "Don't you dare," she warned. A mischievous grin spread across Bill's face as he turned to look at the rest of the group. "She farted in her sleep 2 nights ago." Vicky buried her face in her hands whilst the rest of the table roared with laughter.